Hey there, Fizz fans! Thank you for joining me for another Quick Tip Tuesday. This one is called Save, Save, Save Your Bottles. And just like it sounds, it's about why you want to save your bottles, especially your plastic ones, whenever you buy anything at the store. Now, obviously, if you buy, 6 2-liters a week, then it's not quite as important. But, having a variety of sizes and quantities of bottles I have found to be very, very useful in my carbonation adventures. Partly because, well, eventually they get gross and you have to throw them out. Partly because some of the recipes that I do involve actually discarding or, cutting into and ruining the bottle in the process. We'll get to those someday and you'll find them interesting, I'm sure. But anyway, starting with the simple stuff, if you've been watching my quick tips, the off-gassing. I mean, they're perfect for off-gassing chlorinated or chlorominated water in. You just, like I showed you in the quick tip, you put your little coffee filter over the top and let them sit for however long. I mean, if you've got a dozen bottles, then you can have quite a nice rotation going. Also for flavor leaching, like in quick tip 2, make sure that you always put some pure water or off-gassing water into them immediately after emptying them of their whatever flavored liquid, and see if you can leach some of that flavor into your stuff. Interestingly, I found that I could do that with some things with glass bottles too. I didn't know that when I did the original quick tip, but I've since tried it and it works. For fizzing up plain seltzer, I mean, if you just want fizzy water and you don't, well, regardless of whether you're going to drink it as fizzy water or you're going to add flavor later of whatever sort, these are great for that if your carbonation rig allows it, which mine does. If your carbonation rig happens to be a soda stream, you could still use them for that sort of thing. You just, you chill it and fizz it up in the soda stream bottle and then decant it into one of your extra bottles, thus freeing up your soda stream bottle for another round of chilling and fizzing. I know that those soda stream bottles are relatively expensive, certainly more expensive than it is to, get hold of one of these. So, by all means, make the most of it. Maybe avoid having to buy so many extra bottles. You just reuse these. Pardon my post-nasal drip. I'm still having allergy issues. The other thing is if you make a recipe that is flat to start with and then you carbonate it, you can just put the flat recipe, say it's a half-gallon recipe, you can put it in one of these and hold it flat and then decant it into smaller bottles, which I know you've seen me talk about them. I don't have one handy, but, well, actually I do, but it's in a 6-pack. These little bottles, decant it into those for fizzing, and save yourself some CO2, because fizzing up a large bottle like this not only requires more CO2 at a time, but as you drink it down, it's going to take more to refizz it if if it becomes flat again. So I often, I make Kool-Aid. I know it seems so cheap and ugly, but I do. I make Kool-Aid a lot of times in these, and I then just fizz it up in the little bottles. And also, if you make a large batch of syrup, like a syrup that is designed to make several gallons of soda, these are perfect. Just pour it in there and stuff it in the back of your fridge or your freezer if, you've got enough headspace. And you don't plan on using it in the time being. And there you go. You've got your syrup and a handy container for it. You don't have to worry about buying extra mason jars or whatever else, special you might need. So, that is why I say save your bottles. One other thing, you may have noticed that I marked this bottle cream. You can write on plastic bottles with a Sharpie marker and then erase it with alcohol when you're done, using that particular marking. It'll wipe right off with alcohol, or it should. You could also use a China marker and wipe that off with a paper towel. They both work on plastic bottles, and I've used both techniques. So, there you have it. That is why I say to save, save, save your bottles. I hope that you found this helpful. I hope you find this helpful. And I hope you will like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you'll check out my Patreon page. And most of all, I hope you will share this video with your friends who are interested in decarbonation arts, because that really helps me out. So, hope you have a great day, and stay fizzy.